Hello and welcome to the Kopala TV main news. And now for today's headlines. Political analyst weighs in on the resumption of parliament. Political parties condemn ZESCO for taking over KCM. A non-governmental organization donates to Ministry of Health. And in international news, Brazil and Mexico coronavirus deaths hit daily record. Join us in a bit after this. To present the Kopala TV main news, my name is Wabwila Musongole. Political analyst MacDonald Chipenzi has weighed in on the resumption of Parliament due to take place on the 8th of June 2020. Mr. Chipenzi says critical issues such as the contentious Bill 10 of 2019 should be among the first issues to be tackled by the National Assembly so as to get it out of the way. He also expressed the hope for more transparency from the government concerning the use of COVID-19 donations. The political analyst addressed the need for government to direct its attention toward the NGO Act of 2009, a law that governs NGOs in Zambia. Mr. Chipenzi said that the act is set to be tabled as soon as possible.
Well, the NGO Act is the law that governs the NGOs in Zambia. And currently there's what you call the NGO Act of number 16 of 2009, which has been subject of controversy among ourselves as NGOs, that it doesn't give us space as NGOs to operate. It suffocates our operations. So now Cabinet has approved its repeal and replacement. And we hope that actually the Cabinet, according to Cabinet Mamwa, this is supposed to be tabled in the sitting that is resuming next week. So we hope that it will be done and we conclude the issue of the NGO Act so that NGOs can freely operate in this country without fear, favor, or indeed intimidation and harassment.
Meanwhile, JCTR Programs Officer Martin Sinkonda said that the revisiting of the national budget should be prioritized by government, as the national budget is the blueprint for all other endeavors and should therefore rank first among issues to be tabled by Parliament upon resumption. Mr. Sinkonda urged government to allocate more funds to aid poor people in the revisited budget, adding that the COVID-19 pandemic has greatly affected the well-being of Zambian nationals, especially those in the lower social class.
If you look at the food basket now, someone in Kitwe, if you stay in Kitwe, for a family of 5, you need something more than 6,000 kwacha to be able to survive in a month. So we have seen also a rise in the prices of basic needs and services. So COVID-19 has affected, we can say it has affected every sector of the economy in this country. So it's also important that the government consider the social protection sectors so that maybe even those that are poor can be able to manage even 2 meals or 3 meals in a day. Because if it is left unattended to, it is likely to affect the poor, and they may not be able to manage the 3 meals in a day, and they may also not manage to acquire the basic needs that they need in a month, because we have seen a rise from somewhere around 4,900 to now about 6,000 per month.
The opposition Democratic Party DP says the ZESCO Konkola copper mine deal is self-centered on the government. In an interview with Kopala TV News, DP leader Harry Kalaba says that it is unfortunate that ZESCO has abandoned its consumers to get involved in the Copperbelt Energy Corporation deal with KCM. He noted that in the wider context of the negotiations between the two parties, ZESCO should have renewed the bulk supply agreement with CEC. Mr. Kalava added that ZESCO should therefore have worked on improving the services they provide to domestic consumers, adding that CEC would find it a challenge to pay back loans they got to maintain its operations. He said that the Zambian citizenry do not expect to see instability in the copper belt, especially with the way they have handled the issue of KCM.
CEC has been buying power from ZESCO at the 9 units per kilowatt, and they've been selling to the mines at 11 units per kilowatt. They've been making that come at 2 difference, 2 cents. Why is it so important for ZESCO to abandon what they have been doing for the country to go and get involved in CEC operations? ZESCO has failed lamentably to maintain generation, distribution of electricity. The domestic consumers are complaining. Why should ZESCO leave even before they finish that? It's like someone prepares Ishima for you at lunch. Even before you finish that Ishima, you start asking about dinner. Can I have where is the Ishima for dinner? I mean, it doesn't work that way. So all this that they are doing, it's just centered on themselves to raise money for elections, nothing else.
However, the ruling Patriotic Front Deputy Media Director Antonio Mwanza feels that the Copperbelt Energy Corporation CEC has benefited millions of dollars from ZESCO at the expense of ordinary Zambians. In case you have just tuned in, you are watching the Kopala TV main news. Join us in a bit after our commercial break.
Kopala TV, Kopala ya buena buena mumwesu Kopala.
My number ishusho limentindeaza yama OG urushani Kopala TV
yama OG imuntu wandi Yesu fwebene by fwebene fwebene naidede kalasti yako Kopala futi yaba Kopala
manje kuikatashani yoina naena ya kuntambo oro ni jiviji
wala iwe ile sango patop stad koda channel 98 paku ninshi yatolera puta mensa ninshi yalila ni efidimbwi kule izimoli la femunjazi
so yuri ndati Kopala TV tayawanga ya boiling channel wako batu wachila tamba fe wino kwangwa filamba fyambo kupona uruwa mfotoro bantu ifuma chane wefingi fyamo pura fi
alula iwe Kopala TV ni Kopala futhi eile kuchalo no shali mokuba molasti elo ile sansa Kopala yonse my number ukwambila fepa my number pandula lwansha kito paketi ke mufudila mufuken chingola pa chingo begi na chidila bombe ni Kopala TV eiliko
muntu wanja pakushongora fika top star we tata nde tambera pofi Kopala TV pachani 98 apa kude konkana ne charo bamba to bamba ni pate after pate wo pate after pate wo Kopala TV OG yeah.
Kopala TV, available on Topstar Channel 98.
Kopala TV, entertainment just for you.
Looking for an opportunity to grow your business? Well, Kopala TV has good news for all small-scale businesses. You can now advertise on Kopala TV's Makwebo. Bonseba na mayo na bashtata. Iseni mulangishe amakwebo yenu pamutengo uachepa nga 100 kwacha. Yes, you heard right. For as low as 100 kwacha, your business will get its peak. Whatever the business, we will advertise. All you need to do is send a text of what your business offers, indicating the name, location and contact details to the number below. Payment for the advertising spot can be made through MTN mobile money on the number down below. Makwebo, make your business known.
One Zambia, one nation.
Zambia chalo chesu. Stop political violence.
I am Zambian. I am against political violence.
I am Zambian, and I say disarm all cadres now.
It's not one Zambia if we kill each other. Stop the violence.
It's not good killing one another as Zambians. Stop the violence.
Let's keep the peace in our streets. Let's work to stay one Zambia.
It's not one Zambia if we kill each other. Stop the violence.
Ndimwina Zambia, lekeni ukulwa pamulandu wa politics.
Welcome back. A non-governmental organization, Solen Foundation, has donated COVID-19 materials worth 200,000 kwacha to the Ministry of Health on the Copperbelt. The donation was handed over to the office of the Copperbelt Province Minister, Honorable Jafin Mwakalombe, through its partner, Lamba Lima Swaka Foundation National Chief Advisor, Henry Chilombo. Mr. Chilombo noted that the donation is destined to fight against the COVID-19 pandemic in promoting the new normal and benefit various vulnerable chiefdoms on the Copperbelt province.
We, the Lamba Lima Swaka Association of Zambia, hand over COVID materials to the Ministry of Health as a donation from our partners, Solon Foundation. The donation being presented today is valued at 200,000 kwacha.
Meanwhile, Copperbelt Province Minister Jafin Mwakalombe thanked the association for the donation, adding that it has come at a time when it is needed.
I want to say this donation has come at an appropriate time when we are living with the new normal. His Excellency the President did introduce the new normal for us because obviously the scientists will agree with us that at the moment no vaccine has been found.
The National Action for Quality Education in Zambia, NAKEZ, has supported plans for the reopening of universities and colleges following the announcement made by the Ministry of Higher Education. Higher Education Minister Brian Mushimba said that it has been agreed to prioritize final year students to reopen while other students remain learning online, as is the case for most institutions now. NAKEZ Executive Director Aaron Chansa has emphasized that although the organization is in support of the move, they are of the hope that adequate preparations will be made well before the reopening date is set.
We are not against the reopening of universities. Actually, we would want them to be opened as soon as possible because we know the consequences of continued closure of these institutions. But again, we don't want them to be reopened for the sake of it. We would want proper measures to be done, not the way it was done with primary and secondary schools where things were left hanging. We would want to have a situation where issues of congestion in classes, issues of sanitizers, face masks are dealt with, and these items, including the infrared thermometers.
You are still watching the Kopala TV main news. We now break for commercials once again. We'll be right back.
Looking for an opportunity to grow your business? Well, Kopala TV has good news for all small-scale businesses. You can now advertise on Kopala TV's Makwebo. Bonseba na mayo na bashtata. Iseni mulangishe amakwebo yenu pamutengo uachepa nga 100 kwacha. Yes, you heard right. For as low as 100 kwacha, your business will get its peak. Whatever the business, we will advertise. All you need to do is send a text of what your business offers, indicating the name, location, and contact details to the number below. Payment for the advertising spot can be made through MTN mobile money on the number down below. Makwebo, make your business known.
Welcome back, and now for international news. The coronavirus death tolls in Brazil and Mexico have both hit new daily records as the pandemic continues to take a toll on Latin America. The number of cases in the region has been growing steadily since it became the epicenter of the global pandemic last month, with Brazil as the worst affected country. But some of Brazil's famous beaches have reopened. We monitored Al Jazeera for these details.
Some of Brazil's famous beaches have reopened, although not everyone is heading there. More drive-through test sites for coronavirus have popped up across the state of Rio de Janeiro, just as many hesitantly make their way back to work.
I don't think it's time yet to open businesses and other things. I think we should wait a little more.
But with Brazil's economy tanking, some think the opposite is true. Industrial production in the country fell by almost 19% in April, the biggest drop on record. So President Jair Bolsonaro, who's powerless to lift lockdowns, once again criticized the restrictions still in place.
What's happening with these measures? The poor are becoming miserable and the middle class are becoming poor. Everyone in Brazil is becoming the same, and it seems they have no idea when this will end. The Supreme Court left decisions in the hands of mayors and governors.
China has accused Britain of interference after the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson said he would offer millions of Hong Kong residents a path to UK citizenship. Hong Kong Chief Representative Carrie Lam said some of the foreign governments have been adopting blatant double standards in dealing with this matter. UK-China relations have deteriorated over the past week following Beijing's move to implement a controversial new security law. We monitored Sky News for this story.
That's not how China sees it, accusing the UK of meddling in its internal affairs. Hong Kong's pro-Beijing leader agrees.
The international community and some of the foreign governments have been adopting blatant double standards in dealing with this matter and commenting on this matter.
Finally, in foreign news, all 4 officers who were present when George Floyd was arrested in the U.S. city of Minneapolis are now facing charges in connection with his death. Derek Chauvin, the officer who was filmed kneeling on Floyd's neck, has had his charge increased to second-degree murder. 3 other police officers who were there have been charged with aiding and abetting murder. In London, thousands of people have taken to the streets to protest over his death in an event organized by the campaign group Black Lives Matter. BBC has the rest of this report.
For the past week, protesters have been demanding justice for George Floyd, tougher action against the police officers who arrested him. There's been frustration, sadness, and pain. But today, finally, some news.
The very fact that we have filed these charges means that we believe in them. But what I do not believe is that one successful prosecution can rectify the hurt and loss that so many people feel. The solution to that pain will be slow and difficult work of constructing justice and fairness in our society.
That item ends the Kopala TV main news for today, but before we go, we take a look at our headlining stories once again. Political analyst weighs in on the resumption of Parliament. Political parties condemn ZESCO for taking over KCM. A non-governmental organization donates to Ministry of Health. And in international news, Brazil and Mexico coronavirus deaths hit daily record. Thank you for watching the Kopala TV main news. Please make sure to catch the main news every day at 18:30 with repeats at 21 hours, 7 a.m. and 12 in the afternoon. And make sure to join our online community by following our Facebook page and our YouTube channel at Kopala TV. From all of us here at Kopala TV, my name is Wabwila Musongole and pleasant viewing.